I think in life, I realized this and I wish I knew this earlier. Money is the most important thing. If you have money, if you're somewhat successful in life, not only do women treat you better and you definitely have a better options, men also treat you better. Your fellow man will also want to suck you up, figuratively speaking and literally speaking if you swing that. Figuratively speaking and literally speaking if you swing that way. It actually is super important to just attain some level of wealth. Whatever wealth means to you, some level of comfortability, and men will bend to your fucking knees. They will make excuses for you. They will go out their way to try and be your friend, even when you made it clear you don't want to be their friend. It's kind of wild, man. It's kind of fucking wild. Talking about that, by the way, talking about that. Just a short intermission. Just a short little intermission. I was thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe I should go and work in an oil rig. I'm pretty decent when it comes to engineering. I'm pretty decent when it comes to manual labor. I'm pretty robust. I can, you know, I can work for many hours uninterrupted. I'm pretty good with my own company. I'm pretty low maintenance. I don't need much. I'm thinking maybe I should go and work on a fucking oil rig and make 18,000 a month for like a year and then come back, innit? And then come back and then fucking come back. That might be a good opportunity to do, you know? Work on the oil rig for a little bit, make the 18k a year or 18k a month, and then fucking come back, innit? Use that money to maybe open a club. Use that money to maybe pursue my DJing career that I want as well. Use that money to maybe invest in better podcasting equipment and shit. It could be something, you know? It could be an option. So if I disappear for a year, don't be nervous. I might be on an oil rig somewhere. If I disappear for a year, don't be scared. I might be on an oil rig somewhere.
This is what it's like to work FIFO offshore during a massive storm. So we had to spend the day before preparing for the storm. This was actually rough because the waves were still actually quite big and it was actually quite dangerous. We also had to let...
By the way, I love the outfits too. No, I'm not gonna lie. I love the outfits too. I'd get super fucking fit. All that manual labor fucking shit. I'd love it, man. I'm not gonna lie. Only thing have a problem is maybe the seasickness. I'd have to get used to that. You know, I'd have to get used, and I can't swim. I don't know if swimming is a requirement. Maybe there is they should give you a life vest though. I don't think swimming will be a requirement, but I wouldn't mind doing this. I'm not gonna lie. I really wouldn't mind doing this for like a year. I really wouldn't mind doing this.
Down this big anchor to keep our supply vessel beside the offshore rig. This is downstairs. We get free breakfast, lunch and dinner, so I can't complain. I'm gonna chill out in here, eat, and hopefully let the storm pass. This is more safety personnel coming on the offshore oil rig today. This is meant to be a big one. It's actually one of the biggest storms ever. And a lot of people may ask themselves, why would you even work out here? What's the point in working in FIFO offshore? Well, this is why. We get paid up to 18,000 per month. The pay is extremely good out here.
Imagine the amount of baggies. Imagine the MacBook Pros. I could buy a whole Pioneer DJ kit in that. I could have a whole studio off the back of that. A whole studio. I could pay for a studio probably for like a month. No, probably for like a year. I could pay out for a studio for a fucking year that I could just stream out of, do my DJ live stream, my live streams, everything. I could get my proper Pioneer fucking Alpha Theta CDJ equipment sorted out. I could get all the baggies in the world. I could get all the fucking baggies in the world. If I disappear for a year, you know where I've gone.
And that is essentially why we work out here. This here is the food that I will be stocking up on. Lots of fresh fish, obviously, because we are in the middle of the sea, but this is cooked fresh daily by the chefs on board. But now the storm is actually coming in. The waves are starting to build up, and these are some of the biggest waves I've actually seen out here. We have to have safety personnel watching all the support beams on the rig and the...
Hey yo, keep in the stream chat. Keep in the stream chat. I have screenshotted what you said. I've cropped it and it's saved in my photos. Just you wait until the end of June. I have cropped what you said. I've screenshotted what you said and cropped it. Just you wait until the end of June. I don't understand when people doubt me. It's so fucking funny. Given how driven I am, given how amazing I am, given how fucking insightful I am, given how fucking sensational I am, it's crazy that I get doubted. Print screen, cropped, saved in album. Print screen, cropped, saved in album.
Winds got up to 200 miles per hour out here. But look, these rigs are actually really good. You get free food, free accommodation, and there's many facilities on board like saunas, basketball courts and gym.
Big up Asad Aziz. Hey, have you ever been in the middle of the ocean? I've been to Brighton. Have you ever been in the middle of the ocean? I've been to Brighton. I've swum in a leisure centre swimming pool. Does that count? I've been to a resort. Does that count? Big up Asad Aziz. Does it count if I've been to a resort? Does it count if I've like laid down in a fucking in a kiddie pool and ordered fucking cocktails by wagging my finger in Bali? Does that count? Does that count if I've sat down at a bar inside the middle of a swimming pool? Does that count?
Gyms, and the pay is exceptional. If you're serious about wanting to get into FIFO offshore, follow our Instagram FIFO Guide too, and check out our website in the bio.
Yeah, I might have to check them out, man. I might have to check them out. I might have to check them out. I might have to check them out. 18 grand a month, man. For 1 year. Get all the podcast equipment I need. Get all the podcast equipment I need. That might be the way to go. That might be the way to fucking go. Also, big up Sneeko, man. Big up Sneeko. Big up Blood Clot Sneeko. Big up Blood Clot Sneeko. Look at this post. Sneeko gets a bad rap, right? Rightfully so. Sneeko gets a bad rap, rightfully so. But sometimes he needs to do more of this. Instead of going around defending Chud the Builder and all this sort of nonsense that he does, instead of, you know, for the most part, LARPing like he's Muslim and then in a year's time he's probably going to become a fucking atheist and shit, he needs to do more of this sort of stuff. We need to see more of this side of Sneeko, because this was really wholesome. This was a really wholesome moment between Sneeko and this random kid that he connected with on that chatting app. I think it's called Omegle, however you fucking pronounce that app. It's similar to like Monkey, where you can kind of, you know, you connect with random people around the world and you kind of talk to them and shit on live stream. He had a really good conversation with this young black kid in America who kind of, you know, is pursuing his trading or tradecraft and shit and making some decent money. It was kind of good to see like a black kid in America who has his kind of head screwed on tight, isn't worried about flashy things and stuff, and just, you know, is working a good job, would probably end up making a lot of good money and living a pretty decent life. And it was good that Sneeko connected with him and sent him some encouraging words and also gave him some money at the end.
But you're staying away from your 19. Are you dodging all the traps?
Yeah, nigga, I'm chilling. What? I got a job in a union, carpenter. I'm chilling, bro.
Oh, that's what's up. Jesus,
yeah,
peace be upon him. He was a carpenter.
Yeah, big up case of Moses. I don't think the employer of an oil rig would have. No, I wouldn't be doing adult multivitamins on the oil rig. Are you dumb? Come on, man. Don't be silly. Being on an oil rig and being out in the middle of the ocean like that and working that way, that'll be a great time to actually strip away all that shit and just focus in. They give you free lunch, free dinner, free breakfast, free dinner, free lunch, free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner. Sorry, you get to fucking connect with different people around the world. The fucking community of the people they work there must be fun too, I'd imagine. Because I imagine people that will usually work with their hands are usually a lot more fun to hang out with than people that work in offices behind fucking computers. Trust me, I've been there. So the community will be fucking good. You probably get drug tested anyway, but I wouldn't care about that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Maybe you might have the odd boozy night here and there when you want to celebrate something, but adult multivitamins wouldn't be in my interest. It'd be something that I would pursue when I come back. So I mean, after a year of working there, saving up some money, because you're living on there for the most part, right? You'd be there for maybe 6. Because I remember I bumped into a kid when I went to LA, actually. Yeah, when I went to LA, I bumped into a couple Australian guys who I was sitting next to on my flight to LA, and they did the same thing. And I think at that time they told me they were getting like 9 grand a month or something. And they basically use that money to travel. They'll do that for like 6 months to 8 months, save that money, and then travel for like a year, backpacking around the world. And if you know anything, you know, like Australians and fucking Kiwis, New Zealand guys, they're probably some of the most well-traveled people in the world, nationalities outside of probably Nigerians and Chinese people and shit. They're everywhere around the world. You always find a fucking Australian and a New Zealand guy somewhere. And they said they did the same thing, like, you know what I mean, just working on oil rigs. Yes, it's kind of boring and you kind of miss out on a lot of things in your friends' lives and life in general, because you're literally in the middle of the fucking ocean. The conditions aren't the greatest. It's fucking hard work. No one's doubting that. It's probably going to be back-breaking work. You're up super late, all that malarkey, but the money's good. That's why it's so tempting, because the money's really fucking good. Because where else do you, unless you play professional sports or you're doing this at a high level, this sort of streaming stuff, where else are you going to make 18 grand a month? You know? The only problem would be that kind of money, maybe the only problem is that kind of money making, you probably won't, I mean, it'll probably get bored. You probably get bored of it very quickly. And then the toughness and the how much the work takes out of you might matter more, you know? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe there's a limit. Maybe there's a limit to how much physical labor you're willing to do for money when you actually do it. Because I'm talking about it now while I'm sitting here comfortably in a fucking well-lit room with all my things next to me with Wi-Fi and electricity and I can pop out to the shops when I want to. I can talk to you guys. I can talk to my friends on the phone. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about it in a very glowing way now, in the comfort of my own home. I understand that, and I also understand that there is probably a limit to how much people are willing to do for money in terms of physical labor. But I personally think I have a really high pain threshold. I always have. I think that's probably one kind of like true gifts as well. I can put up with a lot. You know what I mean? I can tolerate a lot. I don't really complain that much. I can roll my sleeves up and shit. All that malarkey. As much as I can be an independent person, I'm also a team player. And I kind of catch on to things very quickly. I think I've already got a bit of an engineering, sciencey background from what I did in college and school and shit. I think I'd do pretty well at it. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'd do way better working in an oil rig than working. Although in my head I want to be a creative director of a brand or something, I think working as a creative director of a brand in an office 9 to 5, having to manage a team, I probably won't be able to do it. I probably don't have the patience to do that. But could I work independently and with a team, you know, aiming for the same goal, working on an oil rig? Yeah, really. I think I could work way better in an oil rig than I could work in an office. Actually, I think I could work better working in a bar than working in an office. I think I'm actually way more better with like people facing things. You know, even though the people facing things is way more stress and doesn't pay as much money, I think I'm a way better employee. Like I think I was a way better employee when I was working retail, when I was working in bars. I think I shined really hard. That's why actually in one particular place, when I was at Dr. Martens, I ended up becoming like an assistant manager within like a year or maybe 8 months. I went from being part-time to full-time to a supervisor to assistant manager within like 8 months. Now, don't get me wrong, it's just retail. It doesn't really fucking matter. But it kind of went to show that, okay, I showed like some level of acumen for, you know, knowing how to do my job, using my own initiative, being resourceful, dependable, having some level of foresight, responsibility, leadership qualities, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, I think I could kill it on a fucking oil rig. You know what I mean? But obviously, it's a year out of your life, you know? It's a year out of your life away from people, away from Berghain, away from Fold, away from you guys and streaming and shit. And there's no guarantee if I come back after a year, the audience is still there. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee you motherfuckers won't just go, you know what I mean, find somebody else to kind of go and watch and do. Or just life will just change. So, yeah, it's a big risk, though. It's a fucking big risk. But what I do wish I did, though, looking back, I wish I probably didn't go straight to uni and just do design course and shit. That was a waste of time. I wish I would have done what this kid did. In terms of learning a trade and making money that way, because this kid's making like $600 a week, he said. And I don't know how old he is. Looks like he's like probably under 21. That's fucking brilliant. I was not earning 600. I was probably making 800 a month when I was like 21, you know, at my first couple of jobs. And this kid's making 600 a week. That's fucking brilliant. Working as a tradesman. I love it. Let's play this clip.
But you're staying away from your 19. Are you dodging all the traps?
Yeah, nigga, I'm chilling. What? I got a job in a union, carpenter. I'm chilling, bro.
Oh, that's what's up. Jesus,
yeah,
peace be upon him. He was a carpenter.
Word?
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a dope profession. How long you been doing it?
It's only been like 3 months right now. I work with my pops, but like, it's cool as hell. I get paid every week.
Yeah, you're making something. You're creating. You're making the world better. That's dope. Do people?
Honestly, like, I hope nowadays it's not the truth, but whoever those kids were, like, I really hate them now. I don't know who they are, but all those kids in school when they used to, like, remember when you were in school? Maybe actually it wasn't the kids. Maybe it was the teachers. Do you remember in school when like a kid would like leave school? They'd kind of drop out. Like in England, it's called fucking secondary school. In your place in America, it's called high school. Do you remember when you were back in the day when you were young and a kid would drop out of secondary school? Like they drop out before that you graduate or something. And you look at them like, oh my God, your life is over. And they tell you, yeah, I'm dropping out to go and work with my dad. He's got like a carpentry business, or my dad's a plumber, or my uncle is going to set me up with an electrician course, or I'm going to go get my security license. Remember, you look at them like they were losers when we were at school. You'd look at them like they were fucking losers. And all of those guys that I went to school with who quit, who dropped out of school before they took their GCSEs, every single one of them, bar none, is married with like more than 2 kids, a fucking great dog, and a nice car, if not a couple of cars in the driveway. Every single one of them. And I was in uni fucking struggling to rub 5 pounds together, learning about fucking chamfers and fucking learning CAD on Rhino and all this nonsense I don't use now. Honestly, man, like those people in school, they're such a bad influence that would be like, oh yeah, if you don't study, if you don't do this, you're not going to be anything in life. Studying is not for everybody. Some people should go to trades. Some people should go that direction. Like it's not for everybody to go to uni and get a fucking degree just to say you got a degree. What's the point? Especially nowadays, like there's kids nowadays with fucking masters working in fucking Greggs. Like, what's the point of that? Honestly, those kids, man, whoever they were, those teachers, like, they deserve hell for putting that in kids' heads, thinking, oh, if you go learn a plumbing course, if you go work with your hands, you're somehow a second-class citizen. You're somehow, you know what I mean? The other day, look at this. The other fucking day, right? Oh my God, I forgot I didn't mention this. The other day, my toilet flooded. My toilet flooded the other day. I thought I could fix it. I thought I fixed it. I thought I did the plan. I went on YouTube. No, sorry, my toilet flooded, and also the bathtub where I shower kind of flooded too. I've got like a bathtub with a shower on top, you know, whatever. So that all flooded. So I went on YouTube to find out how to do it. They said, yeah, you got to use a plunger to get it out. I had like one of those little wiry things to kind of like take out some of the gunk in the bathtub sinkhole. I did the plunger again in the toilet, and I thought I fixed it. Then I went out to do my shopping. I come back and the whole flat is flooded. Like especially the hallway where the toilet was. It was all flooded. The whole toilet was flooded, covered in fucking shit. So I had to mop it all up and stuff and get it all right. In the end, I had to call a plumber. It was getting so bad it didn't improve. I had to call a plumber, an emergency plumber, to fix it. Guess how much the plumber charged? £250. At first he was going to charge £300, but I worked him down to £250. All the other plumbers I was calling were saying 200, 250, 250, 300, but they were a bit far away. This guy came and he's, 20 minutes? With his machine, 20 minutes? 20 minutes. And he cleared the whole thing up, 250. And when I was a kid, people were saying, oh, if you're a plumber, you're a second-class citizen. Right?
I'm loyal to a default.
Pick up.
I think Oz is having a quarter-life crisis. Why didn't I learn a trade? Why don't I have 2 kids? I should just leave all of this behind and work on an oil tanker. I can't even fix a toilet. Who am I? I can't live like this.
No. Negative. I have no interest in having. I think you're mistaken what I'm saying. I think in just in terms of choices, in terms of a career, back then, I'm very comfortable and happy with the decisions I did now and the direction I'm going. What I'm doing now is what I want to do. I'll end up doing this full time properly in some way, shape, or form in some years to come if I keep on doing what I'm doing. In terms of opening a club, in terms of doing this full time, in terms of DJing and shit, this is the direction I want to go in. So I'm perfectly okay with the decision I made. I'm just thinking, like, I would have ended up here anyway. I think I would eventually end up in this position or in this particular place. But I just wish I probably, because, you know, at that time when I was doing my design course, I didn't really know, like, again, like, you guys, I only did that design course because my art teacher hated me and kind of favored the other students, kind of looked down on me a little bit, treated me like shit. So I kind of applied for this really prestigious university to study product design just to spite her, and I got in without having to do a foundation course, which was kind of like seen as like a rare thing. Oh, you don't have to do a foundation. I went straight from like college to this uni. But again, I only did it to spite her and end up kind of like, you know, spiting myself because I fucking hated it, clearly, right? But I also remember when I was in school, people were kind of like gassing up myself and others that were maybe a bit more educationally gifted and looking down on the people that went to do a trade, when really, you know, I don't, the guys I'm talking about that had kids and stuff, they had them when they were like 18. I had no interest in that. Those guys, like one guy in particular who I know, who opened up his own fucking plumbing firm, he had a kid and a wife, like 2 kids by the time he was like 21. Like, I have no interest in that whatsoever. So this is not a core life crisis thing at all, zero. It's just me saying that I wish there was more of a positive spin that was put up, and I hope nowadays with kids coming up in schools, they're not getting looked down upon. But I don't think that's the case with with crypto and the influence of like red pillars and stuff and hustle culture. I very much doubt that Gen Z kids look down on people who do like a trade or who, I mean, I don't think that's the thing. I think they're all about their money nowadays. I'm pretty sure these kids coming up are all about their money. So I hope that's the thing going forward. But yeah, crazy. But I don't have any regret with the choices that I made and where I am at. I don't want to get married. I don't want kids. Zero. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I'm fully focused on what I'm doing now, have my plans in place, and hopefully, with the grace of God and my fucking determination and shit, things will figure themselves out. But don't mistake what I'm saying because I want to get. I have no interest in that whatsoever. If you have interest in that, fair enough. More power to you and your children, your family. But I do not.
People call that lame because I know some people get pushback and they say that, you know, having a real job is lame, that you should be, you know, hooping and doing something.
If they call it lame, I'm still getting paid every week, and they're getting paid bi-weekly working at like Target.
Big up Gamebridge. So you're Chin? No, not really, because I'm not Chin because Chin wants to have people. Chin clearly wants a family. Chin clearly wants one more than what he has, but he probably doesn't know where to start. That's the feeling that I get. I get the feeling Chin does want a family. Chin does want a wife. Chin does want to settle down and kind of, let's say, quote unquote, grow up. But he just doesn't. He's a bit useless, isn't it? And he's kind of comfortable where he's at, so he just stays where he's at. So that's basically it. I'm different because I know I could have those things easily, but I don't want it. I'm choosing not to have it. You know, makes you say it's a quote, but I think it's completely different. If you choose not to have it and have it, but I think in this world, if you choose not to have it, people still look at you like, oh, you don't want it, you want it really. So it's like, you know, whatever. Innit? Believe what you want, I guess.
Target or some shit. You feel me?
Facts.
Like, I'm not saying Target. I worked at Target at one point. I'm just saying, like, I progressed from Target. So it's like when the niggas that have the 9 to 5 that get paid bi-weekly, making $600 every 2 weeks, and I'm making that $600 a week, and they want to talk shit on me.
But I know he's kind of flexing on his friends a bit. But let's be real. He also said he's working with his dad. It's very difficult as a kid to get a job, man. I think that was probably the hardest time ever to get a job, when you're like 16 to 18 and you've got no experience on your CV. You're just writing good words about yourself. I'm determined. I'm hardworking. I can use my own initiative. One of the only faults that I have is that sometimes I just work too hard. When you go and hand in a CV to a shop and you have zero experience, but then you also want to be given a chance because you have zero experience, it's one of the most dehumanizing and stressful things possible because you get so many fucking L's. And I'm a good example of it. There was a time when I was like between the ages of like 16 and 17 where I was going out to like where was I going? I was going out to like Eastham, Ilford, Romford, Lakeside, and I was handing out CVs every day to every fucking shop, getting zero fucking callbacks. And the only reason why I got my first ever job working in that fucking bowling alley place, right, serving fucking chicken nuggets, was because my uncle was the fucking caretaker, was the key holder. That's the only reason why I got that job. So it goes to prove, like, at that age, like, you need bring-ins, man. It's fucking difficult out here. It really is difficult to get your first foot on the ladder. You need someone to kind of give you the, you know what I mean, to bring you in. That's really the only problem I have. I wish more, but that's the thing, because the economy is so fucked up. Like, have you guys noticed how many older people work in McDonald's? Have you guys noticed that? Have you guys noticed how many, like, older people work in McDonald's? Whereas I think, like, if we had a good economy, those type of jobs would be for the kids, so that they had a route into employment. But now, if you're a 16-year-old kid handing your CV to a fucking McDonald's, you're not going to get hired, because Susie, who's like 39, who's worked in kitchens before, she's going to get hired before you, because she needs that job, because the restaurant she was working in went under because of the financial place that we're in. That's the thing. There's not a real route for like young kids to get like entry-level jobs, because entry-level jobs are now being like, there's even internships. There's like 45-year-old interns out there. You know, like it's horrible, man. The job market is fucking horrible for kids. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Maybe that's why they're all trying to resell. Maybe that's why all those kids trying to buy the fucking Swatch AP watch earlier today in Westfield, and they fucking shut the store down. Everyone's trying to be a reseller. Everyone's trying to be a content creator, because the job, like, it's hard, man. If you're sick, I can't imagine what it's like if you're 16 to 18 trying to get a job right now. It's fucking, because you're having to compete with like 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds in the job market who also don't have a job for the same entry-level fucking jobs.
Let them talk shit, because it's like, who's really winning? Nigga?
Let them talk, and you're making something. You're creating. You're actually doing something.
Yeah, exactly. Gamebred. Tesco's. I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I've been to a Tesco Express where I've seen anybody under the age of 21. That's the Tesco Express. I don't think I've seen a single Tesco Express where I've seen a sales assistant who's under the age of 21. They're all older people, mums and fucking dads. So how's a kid meant to get into fucking the workforce? When a mum and dad has got plenty of experience, has those jobs before, is going to get prioritized before. It's horrible, man.
Yeah, that's
And
dope.
I have a career. It's
No,
a
that's dope.
career.
Real talk. The union pays good. Wait, $600 a week.
And that's starting. Like, that's starting. And make like 1,500 like in 5 years. Like if I keep going to school, like if I have all my shit right, in 5 years I'll be making like 1,500 a week.
Sick.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro.
That's dope. Do you like that job? It sounds fun.
It's fun as fuck. It's fun as hell. Niggas get a 20-minute break in the morning. And we start from 7 and we end at 3.
What do you make? You make chairs, you make furniture, you make houses?
Right now we working on an apartment building. I'm framing windows right now. Yeah, I'm framing the windows. I frame windows, I put up sheetrock, and I insulate. And I do that all in like one day.
What is it
Sometimes
like? Go ahead.
sometimes I caulk. Like, you know what caulking is?
What?
Yo, you fried, bro. It's
Yo, this nigga caught, bro. What? What is that?
bro, it's this shit like it's for fire protection. Like you put it around like the pipes.
Sometimes I cock. It's crazy work. Sometimes I cock. It's crazy work.
And like everything that got like a open area, so the fire, let's say if a fire happens, it won't get through. Like it's a lot of bro.
You got to get through the cock and the pipe.
All right, bro.
I'm trolling. What is it like when you see the final product? You get the.
Yeah, it's like, yo, when I finish a room, like today I finished the room. Like it took me a day to just finish it, the whole 8 hours. And like when I finish that shit, it's like a sense of relief. Cause it's like, all right.
Big up Coiler, big up Coiler, big up Coiler. Wagwan, big up Coiler, my G. I don't know, it looks more like the kids are busy streaming themselves saying the N-word and getting shot. These kids ain't worried about no jobs, innit? They don't give a fuck about a job, innit? They don't give a fuck about a job. They wanna go and disrespect fucking Japan. They wanna disrespect Korea. They wanna fucking cover them. Who's that kid that was like covering themselves in milk? Remember that one kid? Was it England? The one that was going around places like pouring milk over himself in public. I don't know what that was about. They want to go around dropping the hardy R. They want to film girls. They want to film picking up girls who are married with their fucking Google glasses. Yeah, you're right. Big up Curly. You're fucking right. These kids don't give a fuck about shit.
Finish that shit. I don't gotta do nothing tomorrow.
No, that's dope. I want to support that. You got PayPal.
Oh yeah, true. That kid that was going to the what's his name? He's from here, isn't it? I think is it Mizzy? I think his name is Mizzy. Yeah. He started it again recently. By the way, he restarted that shit recently again, using his kid in the videos. He restarted that shit recently. He would pretend like his kid needs to go to the toilet and just start walking around the person's house. I kid you not. He's got a son now, and he used his son in the videos. He would take his son out, and then he would knock on around people's doors and said his son needs a toilet. And obviously, you know, it's a fucking baby. Everyone's gonna say yes. For the most part, maybe in America you wouldn't, but in England we're too polite. They'd let him into their house and he just start walking around the house until he got kicked out. I swear to God, it was a recent thing he was doing. Fucking insane.
Or Cash App?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, type it in real quick. Type it in real quick. To support that, you're a real businessman. I like to see that. You're making more money than I was making when I was 19.
Oh, appreciate it, bro.
Of course, man. Keep
That's
doing.
sick, man. That's sick.
Keep contributing to society in a good way. That's super dope, man. I like. That's actually inspiring. It made me want to work with my hands. Pause.
Honestly, that's fucking cool, isn't it? Big up. Sneeko gets a lot of bad press, rightfully so. He gets a lot of bad press, rightfully so, because he does talk a lot of shit. He has got some horrible takes, even worse than mine. But this was actually a really good, wholesome moment for once. A really good, wholesome, a rare, wholesome moment from Sneeko.